Hello crafters! This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse and I'm here with the fun June Kit Club. It's a nautical kit club, just lots of goodies in this kit club. Can't wait to show you everything. Plus, in this video towards the end, I'm also going to be doing the Weekender card share. So I'm going to show you all the fun cards I made during the Weekender. But look at this. Look at the little walrus. Look at the little island here. So much nautical fun for your boating, cruising, any kind of card you want to make. Perfect for Father's Day, birthdays. Anytime you need a masculine card, this is a great kit club for that as well. 2 thumbs up. But before I get started, crafters, Kit Club is open until the 27th for new subscriptions. Also, crafters, Spellbinders has their latest deals and deals. I think it's an embellishment sale, so I will put a link for that sale below. Alrighty, crafters, let's just get into this video and card share featuring the June Kit Club and the Weekender. Let's get started. Here are all 10 clubs, including the wax seal of the month. The caboodle bonus, and that's when you purchase all 10 clubs, is this beauty, Set Sail Die. Here is my caboodle bonus share. It's a cute little tag with a little sailboat. So adorable. Here I'm using the clear stamp and die of the month. Fantastic. And this little tag is such a winner too. So here's a clear stamp and die, anchors away, dies are on the back, and the tag is the copper plate, gift tag, press plate, and die. Love, 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 love this little tag. Goes on sale from time to time. You might want to put this one in your wish list. Great for gifts. And it is asymmetrical. So on the back, I have another piece that I cut and layered it up just to make this nice and thick. And I finished this off with some opal gems. Here I'm using Poppy and Cosmic Sky cardstock. Pretty. Isn't that fun? For the twine, I'm using the Lawn Fawn twine in natural. Isn't that pretty? I think that's perfect for all of this nautical theme. Bring out all your twine too. Pretty. In the club, there is the clear stamp and die, which has a lot of nautical sayings and really, really cute. Here's the stencil of the month, a 4-count stencil. Stitch die of the month, super fun. And you can choose to stitch or not. Thumbs up, you know I love that. So sometimes if you have a lot of time, go ahead and stitch everything, which is just right here and here. If not, you don't have to stitch it. And then this little seagull, thumbs up for being cute and can be used with everything else. The small die, the large die. You can use it with the glimmer of the month, the better press of the month, which are both backgrounds. Here's the small die of the month. This is so cute with the walrus and another seagull, just a smaller sizing. So you see, this one will face to the left, this one will face to the right, okay? Super duper cute. And this little guy is all dressed up. This is a really fun one. This die is called Shipmates. This die is reminiscent of a wonderful Christmas set from last year that you could add to your stash if you don't own it already. And it has been going on sale from time to time. This beauty, I'll put the name here on the screen. Instead of the seagull, it's a penguin. And instead of the walrus, it's a bear. Could you switch them up and have fun? Why not? I think this is fun and fabulous. So when I show you my example, I'll put this beside it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So super cute. Better press of the month. See the 2 different backgrounds? Glimmer of the month, better press. In the glimmer of the month, this month you're going to get the opal hot foil. Really pretty hot foil roll. Look at this rope background. Very, very pretty. Large die of the month is this whole scene. And you know I love a good scene die because you're getting so much out of this set. It's like a 3-for-1. You get the houses. And there is a lighthouse, but you don't have to use a lighthouse. You can just use the houses. So this is all year round right here. Mountains, so you're getting that outdoor nature feel. Water, land. I love a good land too. And then look at this fun cloud. So there is so far 2 different styles. And then the third style would be putting it all together and creating its own self-contained scene. This is a very comprehensive large die of the month. Love, 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 love. If I did not receive this as a Spellbinders maker, this would be one of them that I'd buy. I used to buy the large die of the month, small die of the month all the time in the past. Now, in the recent years, the Kit Club has expanded from maybe like 5 items to now 10. So you have lots of goodies to choose from. The 3D embossing folder of the month is Nautical Knots. So you see here the same style, not exactly the same thing, but in the same realm. So if you don't have better press or glimmer, there's no sense in getting this then if you don't have better press or glimmer, but you could get it in the 3D embossing folder. Yay! Love that. And here is the 2D embossing folder of the month, Mariner's Weave. Now, I think because I did receive a note with mine that this was a prototype, I believe yours is going to be straight, okay? Maybe if you didn't notice, I just pointed it out to you, but it is going a little skewed. So I had to put my papering at an angle, but I did get a note that this was a prototype. So there was a little mishap on this one. Yours will be fine, okay? Love this whole basket weave too. This can be used on a lot of things. And here is the wax seal of the month. Seize the Day. This is an oval wax seal stamp. This is about an inch tall, but it does have width. I used about 4 or 5 wax beads on this, okay? And the wax beads that you'll get is a full pack of wax beads, 100 beads, and the color you're going to get is ink, which is like a dark blue purple. Very pretty color. Alrighty, crafters, now let's take a look at my examples. First up, this is the Kubota Bona set sail die. Isn't this so cute? The little boat. And it's just so fun. So remember, you have to get all 10 clubs to get this bonus, okay? It measures 2 1/8 of an inch tall by 1 5/8 of an inch wide. Super duper cute. Now let's look at my example. First up, this is the small die of the month, Shipmates die. You're seeing 3 clubs here. The small die of the month, the stencil of the month, and the clear stamp and die of the month. This one I used a lot. I really love the clear stamp and die. Just such a fabulous set, especially if you love that whole nautical thing or you do a lot of cruising. Anywhere where you want to have some fun with this type of thing, boating, anything. Now here's the next thing before I forget to mention it. You can mix this kit club with the June 2023 Nautical Kit Club. You can also mix it with the Fairwinds collection. You can mix it with the Vista with a View collection by Tina Smith, her nautical part. You can also mix this with the Tunnelscapes collection. So 3 different collections and 1 kit club item. You can mix all this nautical goodness with and stretch it way out and have a lot of fun. Like you could go to a crop, like a 3 or 4 day crop, and just carry those items along with this kit club and variety, lots of it. So a lot of what I just told you about those 4 items have been going on super sale, okay? And the Nautical Kit Club, a lot of it is still available. It hasn't been fully retired, which is nice too. All right, let's talk about Shipmates. So here is the walrus. He comes together so easy. So now in terms of the cardstock, in this particular kit, I'm using both, mostly actually, essential cardstock, the older Spellbinders cardstock. So if you have it, you'll see some of the goodies here and some of the new color wheel cardstock, okay? For example, this is chiffon in the background, then ink blended on. Here, you're seeing persimmon, sun-kissed, which is the bright yellow. This is either lagoon or teal topaz. I think this is lagoon. And then up here, this is cosmic sky, which is the same in both essential cardstock and color wheel cardstock. So I was mixing it. And the reason why I did dig back into essential cardstock, because of the walrus. Here you're seeing the 3 gray cardstock from essential cardstock. That's the reason why I pulled out my essential cardstock. Plus I need to use it. I have a ton of it. Fog for the walrus body. On this part, I am using lunar gray and graphite. But you see how I have the 3 different grays here because there was that great trifecta of the essential cardstock. So maybe one day, if Spellbinders decides to add more to the color wheel, then it would be nice if they did just a hair more of the grays because I really love these bases. And here it really did play well. Okay, that was a whole journey, wasn't it? Here is the previous set, Festive Friends. So this was from October of last year. This has been going on sale a lot too. So put this in your wish list if you don't own it already. I will put it in the description box below. Everything I'm talking about, I will detail and link below. So you see, here's the bear, kind of like the walrus, and then here's the friend, penguin, and then the seagull. You see the fun? So for Christmas time, or you could change this up too, and then have fun with both because they have the same style. Now, this bird could have been over here, but I kept mine separate. So I'll show you a graphic here of what this looks like when it's together. But I decided to separate them. Just have fun with it. Really have fun with it. Festive Friends is great for fun, playful cards. This is the same thing, fun and playful, more nautical. So I think these 2 are winners, Shipmates and Festive Friends. I'm just showing you this. If you didn't know this exists and you really love this, this is adorable too. And you see, I did the same corally colors. Once I saw this, I was like, oh, this reminds me of Festive Friends. And then I remembered the colorway I did here. So I sort of brought it over here too. Having fun. Just still having fun, crafters. You know me. Mix, match, play. Having tons of fun. In the background, I'm using the stencil of the month. 3 of the stencils is this sort of a bubbling water, and then the 4th stencil. And this stencil set is called Rolling Tide, is this one. So this stands by itself. And then I ink blended with some Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated ink in a coral colorway. One of the colors is called Pucker. It's in that trio because they sell their inks as trios. So that's the colorway you see here. See it? Lighter, medium, and then darker on the bottom. I think this is so fun. Love this. So instead of going blue, I decided to keep it kind of that same chiffon way. And I was inspired by one of my own cards actually to make the water kind of a coral color. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to do a little quick recap of the Weekender Crafters, which was just so much fun. So much fun. And I made everything except one card, I believe. This was inspired by this. So you see the coral water? This was my card that I made for the Weekender, actually. I love this whole thing with the color wheel coral cardstock. Sicily, chiffon, Bellini, and coral. So actually here I have Bellini in the back because I'm seeing the clear part here. I didn't blend on it afterwards, so I know that it's this. But this inspired this and then reminded me of this. You see the fun? Yes, my mind went on a journey because I was so excited by this. This is just so adorable. I love this. Now for the sentiment, I'm coming in with the clear stamp and die, which is called Anchors Away. So you can get the clear stamp only, and I will link that below. But for a few dollars more, you can get the clear stamp and die. I always suggest crafters, if you're going to get this, especially when it's so many sentiments and so many curves like you're seeing here, just for a few dollars more, get the stamp and die. This is not going to cost you like what a regular sentiment stamp and die set is from a different brand, where it's upwards almost $40. This is not going to cost you that. So for a few dollars more. Even before I became a Spellbinders maker, if I wanted that clear stamp, I always got the die. I just thought it was better to just get it that way. It even cuts out this, and you can stamp this on the inside. Like if you want to stamp a large sentiment outside and on the inside some of the small, like from the crew, like many thanks from this salty sailor, and then on the inside from the crew, and then you just stamp that beside it. Yes. Have fun. So this can work both outside and inside. And here, I decided with my sentiments, I did not want them in black. So what I did was white cardstock, and then I came on with a blue VersaFine ink, which is a pigment ink. Can't remember the name. I have about 3 of them. I have a turquoisey one, a nice light blue, and then a darker navy one. This is that lighter blue. I'll put the name here on the screen so you can see what it is, okay? But it's so cute that way. I love how it stamps out. And when you stamp with pigment ink, you don't have to condition these stamps like crazy. These are high quality photopolymer stamps. Then now for my shaped card, I came in with a new favorite of mine, Perfect Touch Arches and Tag Dies. Largest die in here is an A2, 4 1/4, 5.5 inch. Comes in 6 more times to this little tag. I'm using the 2 layers here. So on the outside, I have white cardstock for the A2. Then for the Bellini layer, I cut this one out and then did that stenciling, okay? On the back, I cut a second set of the large die, put a 1/2 inch score line, glue the tops together to make a top folding A2 card. Love! This is so fun. So fun. Love the small die of the month. I think this is a out the gate winner, and I love that it continues this trend. I hope there's another one for fall too, because I will be like, hey crafters. All 3, maybe even a Halloween one, but I doubt it. Kit Club doesn't come in Halloween, so you know, we'll see. Up next is a large die of the month. This is called Sailor's Light Dies. So you see, this is a more serious but still fun die set to work with. So you see, small die of the month, fun and playful. And then over here, a little bit more mature, more serious, and creates a whole scene. Win, win, love. 2 big thumbs up for range and options and play. You could use these in the background too, because it is a scene building die set. I love these, like I said. This is like a 3 for 1, maybe even a 4 for 1. Here is the wave on the bottom. Here I'm using like watercolor cardstock and sprayed with that Hero Art spray that we got from the Weekender. I'll put the name here on the screen. And I just layered it up. And then here is a little bit of grounding, the island. And I cut that out with fawn cardstock and then did some ink blending on the edges. And up here, I have the two mountains in the background. My mountains are green. This green is from Essential Cardstock and it's called Forest. You'll be seeing a lot of it coming with the Christmas in July because I love to use this darker green. The whole card is pretty much Essential Cardstock except this background, and I'll put the name here on the screen because the blues, there is like two different of the light blues. So I'll put the name here so you can know which one it is. For the sentiment, I'm coming back into Anchors Away to an Amazing Birthday. Love, love, love again. White cardstock with the blue pigment ink. I think I just did it that way the whole way and just used it for everything because I thought that was so perfect and nautical looking. You could use any blue ink too. It doesn't have to be pigment ink, okay? And cut it out with the coordinating die. So this is just so fabulous and fun, especially if you do boating and anything like this or cruising or anything. Then now for the shaped card, I'm coming into the Arch Labels die. I picked this one in particular because of how this has the shape almost like this and the width here coming into maybe about the third one. And then out here, this is an A2. You get 14 dies and it comes into a tag. Isn't that fabulous? So I have the white here, a little bit of a space, not that second die coming into the third die to fit my little Nantucket Island. I think this is so fun. The seasides. Oh, just so fun and pretty. Love this card. And then I finished it off with some opal gems. Okay. Up next, crafters. This is the stitch die of the month with a few other clubs. Now you see the Seagull from the small die of the month. Look at it here. See the size difference? Like one is like here. Did I give you measurements? Oh, I'm so excited by this. I forgot to give you measurements. Let me give you a quick measurement on the walrus. 3 1/4 inch tall by 3 inches. He's just so adorable. Seagull, 1 1/2 by 1 3/4 inch. Okay. Let me give you a measurement for this. Lighthouse is about 3 inches tall. The width is about 1 inch. Spacing for the island and the water, you're looking at about 3 3/4 inch wide, okay? But it will fit on an A2 card with enough space for you to still fit a nice sentiment, a bigger sentiment. If you want to use a die sentiment, it can still fit here, okay? So you see the Seagull here, Captain Seagull. So Captain Seagull with his hat on is 3 1/4 inch tall. The width is about 2 1/4 inch wide. The name is just eluding me right now. 4 3/4 inch wide. The height, 2 3/8 inch tall. The water ripple here, this is 4 1/4 inch wide, but I did 3 layers. And this is also coming back into Essential Cardstock. You get this cute little anchor too. There's an example by a Spellbinders maker where they turned this into a charm and ran some twine right through there. That's cute. In the background, I do have the 3D embossing folder, which is Nautical knots embossed on some white cardstock. Crafters, look at that. You know, here it's pretty, but here it's like, oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Love, 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 love. Nautical knots. Winner out the gates for the wheel. You can take out the stitch piece, and just have it solid. I'm telling you, no stitching. Down here, I didn't stitch. I just did water. So all the stitching I did was just these two, which was just straightforward stitching, one after the other. So that's fun. The brown you see here, this is Timber, the darker brown from Essential Cardstock. I'm coming back to my Essential Cardstock. At least with all of this, where I need these earth tones and deeper tones, I'm going back into the Essential Cardstock. So you can dip back in there too if you have some, okay? Up here, the sentiment is coming from the Clear Stamp and Die. Seize the day and make it amazing. Isn't that fun? I love this card too. Finished off again with some opal gems. Just a little bit. I love the opal gems to represent bubbles in the water. I think it's just such a pretty little detail. Fun, fun, fun. And look at this guy. He comes together so easy. Love. Now, the mistake I made on this one when I was putting him together, but I used it anyway. The wing should be on the outside. If you didn't notice, then it's fine, because I really didn't notice until I made it again. And I was like, oh, I made a boo-boo. You know, he was just fun to put together. Now, you could do the cheek or you could skip the cheek. For the cheek, I just used this little bit right here. I love the little shirt and that little scarf. You could also do a stitch scarf too. This is a great, comprehensive, fun stitch die of the month. Ahoy matey die. Love, 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 love. Up next, crafters, this card is really focusing on the wax seal of the month and the 2D embossing folder of the month. Now you see when I put the wing outside, here I have the wing inside. So this is a boo-boo, but I still used it. Here it's how it's supposed to be done properly, okay? So just keep the wing on the outside and you'll be fine. Just follow your packaging on the back. You'll see the wing on the outside. But I still loved it anyway. And I was already so invested. I was like, oh, well, I'm still using it. I think it's still cute. Okay, crafters, a little update. I went back in and I cut another wing. So I fixed it now. Stuck another one on the top. And now my card is fully done, fully corrected. Thumbs up. Alrighty, moving on. Here is the wax seal, which is, I guess it's called Seize the Day. And I use another Seagull. This time I went with some turquoise. This is teal topaz and poppy and then some carrot. Love, love, love this teal colorway. So you could do the traditional red and blue, which is poppy and cosmic sky, or you can do this version. Notice this time I did not put a cheek. I purposely did not put a cheek. I was like, okay, keep it moving. I just didn't bother. You don't have to put the cheek, but it is there if you want it. Or you could color it in too. I had this idea that I wanted the wax seal here for the sentiment and then wrap my favorite around, which I'll talk about in a second. For the background, I'm using the 2D embossing folder of the month, Mariner's Weave. So pretty. So now to get it straight, I came in like this at an angle, okay? But like I said, I believe yours is going to be straight because I did get that note that said that this was a prototype with a boo-boo on it. In the background here, that's indigo, which is essential cardstock. Look at the beautiful color. This is also great for Christmas crafting too. So if you're getting ready for that Christmas in July, indigo, pull that one out if you have it. And of course, forest. Those two, winners, 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 winners. And they work well when you put brighter colors on it too. Then here, to bring in the wax seal, I'm coming into one of my favorites. I talk about it all the time, especially when it's on sale, and it was just recently on sale. Sealed twine. Low price point anyway if you buy it at full price. This is a winner. Cut 2 of these in white cardstock. Wrapped it around this panel. Then just glue it on the back. And underneath here is where that circle is. Then I put my wax seal. Love, 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 love. Then I finished off the card with some opal gems. And card is done. Oh my goodness, crafters, I made all A2 cards. I have no 5x7s. What's going on? Pretty. Love, love, love. Up next, crafters, I have both the Better Press of the Month and the Glimmer of the Month. Better Press of the Month is called Harbor Wave Press Plate. This one is a A2 press plate with the beautiful little loopy rope and then 2 sentiments, which at this angle I cannot read. And then there is the Glimmer of the Month, which also comes with a set of sentiments and a sentiment strip die. Now, the reason I'm showing you both of them together because I'm going to show you what they look like glimmered, because when I glimmered it, thumbs up for pretty. And then I'll show you my card. Here are both of them glimmered. I decided to go way out and elegant. Black cardstock, and I'm using the scrapbook.com mixed media black cardstock. Thick, 140-pound cardstock. Love to glimmer on it because it's smooth and it takes the glimmer well. So that's what I use. I will put a link for it below because I think it's just bang for your buck and it works very, very well with glimmer. So I use the black cardstock and matte gold hot foil roll. I wanted this look. The Better Press glimmered much better than the glimmer hot foil plate, but I did cook both of these on my glimmer machine. What I mean by that, I glimmered it, and then when it was done, I did a second cycle. Pull it out, push it back in, did a whole second cycle, put the plates on top of it for like a little bit of a shim. This one is missing a few parts, but I can cover this up and make it work. This one is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So I just wanted to show you even before I start to cover it up because it's so pretty. I don't even want to cover it up. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, love, love, love. Perfectly clean too. Thumbs up for that. Love. Alrighty, now let's look at my examples of Harbor Weave and Castaway. Here are my 2 card examples with the Better Press of the Month and the Glimmer of the Month. So for the Glimmer of the Month, I have an A2 card and I wanted to play with this colorway. I just thought against the gold, maybe the coral and the teal will work. I do have a video showing you the Spellbinders DIY color deck. This was recently introduced. I'll link my intro video here where you can learn color theory and all that good stuff. Some of these are from the Weekender. Things like this. So because I've been playing with the color deck, I finally found my color wheel, one of 2. And I found out that these 2 colors are actually here. They're complementary colors, blue-green and orange-red, which is corals. So, hey, Thumbs up. Now it's starting to slowly make sense to me. I know it's so bad. This is even worse. But here on the back, at least I got something down. So that's the colorway I'm using here. I think it goes very well with the gold. So here is that castaway hot foil plate in the back. For the sentiment, I stamped out with black pigment ink on brushed gold cardstock, which is Spellbinders specialty cardstock. Then I put clear embossing powder because I wasn't sure if the pigment ink would stay on this. Because it's a specialty cardstock, it may wipe off. So then I heat embossed it. Look at that. You can heat emboss on your brushed cardstock. Isn't that nice? So I just brought in back that touch of gold here. So I'm using the sentiment, thanks for lighting the way, and cut it out with the coordinating die. For the background here, which is seaside cardstock, I'm using one of these from Essential Stylish Ovals. Essential Modern Ovals was going to be too narrow and too tall, so that's why I came over into Essential Stylish. This goes on super sale from time to time. Another one to put in your wish list. This also has 16 dies, and the largest die is an A2, 4 1/4, 5 1/2 inch. Fabulous set. Now, I wanted to also play with some of the other nautical sets as Spellbinders. So I went into the Fair Winds collection. I'll link my video here. This is one of the sets out of it, set sail dies. There's also one with a lighthouse with the rocks. Super, super cute too. You can mix, match, and play with this kit club with these other goodies as well. Also been going on sale a lot, okay, because this is an older set. But it's a timeless set. I cut the clouds in chiffon. This is Bellini for the sails. Down here is Sicily. I also put some brushed gold here to fill in and white cardstock. I also used fawn for this part here for that outline. Super duper cute set. Here is also like waves. I decided to layer up 4 waves from the large die of the month. And here I'm using teal topaz and waterfall. Isn't that pretty? And then there's a little set sail. I think that's so pretty. Lighting the way. Love. I could have also used this, but I think this style of cloud works for this. To cut these 2 layers, I'm using my favorite, Precision Layering A2 sets A and B. I came in with the largest die from set A, which is an A2 out here in black cardstock. Then I came in with the second layer from set B to give space here, just to offer a break from the pattern and then make this solid out here. Isn't that fun? Then I finished it off with some crystal mixed gems. So super pretty. I talk about this all the time. I'll talk about it for 2 more seconds. There are 16 dies in each set. When you go between the 2, then you get very tight layers. For both of my cards, I went with bigger layers. But if you go from the largest one to the largest one here, you're 1/8 of an inch spacing, which is really 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Here, I just went wider. Okay, fantastic set. Goes on sale from time to time too. Put this one on your wish list if you don't own it already. I always talk about it. Might as well talk about it here because here I'm using a different set. You see how this is a little bit bigger than this? So what this is the largest die from set A and then the second largest from set A. This will always be smaller than all the dies in here from set B, okay? So what it is these 2 together with this set. Oh, you can make lots of layers and have fun. Because this is a patterned background, that's another reason why I brought in precision layering, because I can get to map it out where I wanted it to fall. You saw how big my piece was. And then make sure that everything is straight, because even though this is all loopy, it needs to run in line. Once you tilt it like this, it will look like it's off. Okay, so that's why I also brought on the die, just to straighten out the image. I went off the beaten path. I had an idea first, then I stuck with it, and then halfway through I was like, oh, I don't like it. That's why you're seeing the anchor here, but I couldn't lift it up because I have an ink blended background, but I didn't want to throw away the card, and I certainly didn't want to glimmer this again. So what I did was just build on top of it. This is from the Windows with a View collection. That has like all different themes with the view. This one is the marine version, the underwater sea type. So I pulled out this set, which is called Coastal Escape View Dies. Fabulous. And here you get that porthole look, which is what you see here. Here is indigo cardstock and again brushed gold. Inside here I just used that second circle and then did some ink blend in with Distress Oxide. The circle measures 3.5 inch. Because the anchor is right here, which I think is an adorable anchor, I was going to just put the anchor and be done, but it didn't look right. You see foliage. There's a hibiscus. You can build a whole scene in here with a palm tree. Really, really fun, comprehensive set. Even an underwater look. Anyway, I had that all set up. I just did not like how it looked. So then I said, you know what? Let me bring in a seagull, because this seagull is so big. he'll cover up the anchor, but not the full anchor. This stitch die of the month really is bang for your buck. If you love this little character, it's worth getting the whole set for. Like I said, don't have to stitch, and you can still make great scenes with this. So it has a scene, it tells a story with the little seagull. I really do like this sizing, and I like that he stands up straight. Definitely lots of fun with this little guy. So Ahoy Mateys is a winner. I'm saying that again, and I changed up the colors again this time. Yellow here for the necktie. I like this little scarf. Haven't tried that one. I think this one is just so adorable. And I love the stripes, and I love the layering on this. So I put another one together. How many times have I used this thing? Like maybe 3 times now? You could do like 3 of these on a card, or 4 of them. If you make a slimline card, you could do 5. You could do 4 in a quadrant. Isn't that fun? You could skip the legs and just have the bird. I think it's just great. Just great. Love. And then finished it off with Ahoy, you're the captain of your destiny. This time I stamped it out on white cardstock with black pigment ink because the white cardstock with the blue pigment ink didn't look right here. If it's too busy, take this out. I think it's still a great card. I just didn't want to do this again, and I love this so much. I was like, no, I'm going to use it. Okay, crafters, so in summary, I made 6 cards and a tag. This is a knock it out the park, absolute fun kit club. I love the theme. I love the various looks. Notice everything here looks completely different. Nothing looks exactly the same. So there is lots of mix, match, play, opportunity, options in this kit club. Love, love, love. If certain things are speaking to you, get those things. If you change your mind later, when it goes into the past kit club, put those in your wish list. Everything here is absolutely fabulous. And the stitch die of the month, what a surprise that this one is operating almost like a large die of the month. So it's like bang for your buck too with the stitch die of the month. You can just have so much fun. And this is the guy too, the walrus and the other seagull. Just fun. And I love the coastal town. I just keep saying just fun, right? And I love the little coastal village too. Again, fun. Alrighty, crafters, now we're going to go into my Weekender card share. And now you'll see a multitude of cards made during the Weekender. Okay, crafters, now here we are in the second half of my Kit Club video. If you stayed this long, thank you so much. Before I go into my Weekender reveal, just in case you like my weird green nails, I love them, but some of you may not like it, but I just wanted to show you for those of you that like it. This is by Kiss, and it's called the Arizona Impress. I just wanted to show you because this is Arizona iced tea. Isn't that funny? So this is modeled after Arizona iced tea. You can only get this from the Kiss website, and this is the impress nail where you don't use glue. It's just a press on. The best thing about this, I got it on super sale. That was one. And then what I don't use, the rest of these can fit on Gina's nails, so I get 2 for 1 when I do these nails. Isn't that fabulous? So there it is. I love this. I think it's fun. Very summery too. Pretty, pretty, pretty. If I have space below, I'll put a link for it. But there is the different iced tea. They have like different styles of this. I believe there was 4 of them. Hopefully they're not fully sold out. But I got this pack when it was on super sale from Christmas, I think for $3. Steals and deals. Crafters, I shop my own steals and deals. Let me tell you, I look for them all the time. So loving the green nails. All right, now let's look at my Weekender projects. If you attended the Weekender, I hope you had a blast. It was fantastic. When it wasn't my class, I was making cards with the instructor and having a ball, just an absolute ball. And I still have maybe 2 or 3 cards to make. Here are my 2 examples from the Weekender. These 2 die sets will be available on June 10th. If you are a Kit Club member, a current Kit Club member, then you'll have early access to this. You probably have access now. So you can then get your additional 10% discount. Another benefit of being a Kit Club member. Whether you get the Kubota bonus or not, whether you just get just a small die of the month every month, you'll still get that discount and early access. Love that. I'll put the name of the die set here. This is a cruise ship and it comes with the wave die as well. The sentiment stamp you will not get. This is an exclusive only to those that attended the Weekender. Now for the Weekender, we only could create with what's in the kit. I couldn't bring in like a foundation die and do all of that because the assumption is everybody is just working from the kit. So you could go somewhere like if you were at a crop and just do the Weekender while being at a crop, you would have all of these cards made. So that's super sweet. This one is called Beyond the Door, I believe. Look at this. And it's an easel card with the sentiment, happy birthday on the inside. You could use anything here. I could use a better press sentiment in here, but isn't this fun? You could have here on the arch either a lemon, orange, or a bougainvillea. Love, love, love. And we did use color wheel cardstock for it. Here is my bonus card. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And then the little flowers. Love. This die set is called Citrus Spritz, and I made 2 cards, but because a few other makers had made the same thing with the lemon, I wasn't able to use mine, but I do have it here to show you. Look how pretty it is. And I did do that reverse emboss technique. First time making the card, second time making the card. So this one's a little bit cleaner than that one, but I love another set of lemons. So if you have the lemon zest die from Spellbinders, it's a bigger lemon. This is a smaller lemon. Could you mix them together and have fun? Yes. Do they have different flowers? Yes. So you can have fun. But love, 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 love. So love. Here are 2 A2 cards, and this is from Kathy Zilski. Love. She had so much fun with this lemon. There is an embossing folder with it. We did a technique where we inked up the embossing folder and then pressed. And then this one is this yellow cardstock and then build on. Look at the fun and beauty here. This is all color wheel cardstock, okay? Having fun. I think this is gorgeous. Perfect for summer too, right? This card is by, I'll put her name, Shannon. Does she call herself Shannon or Channon? I'll put her name here on the screen. But this is her card, okay? See the bougainvillea? So mine had lemons. This has bougainvillea. Isn't that pretty? And then we did a little stamp sentiment there. You could put anything here, any sentiment. I think better press sentiments would be gorgeous with this. This can be like any doorway, anywhere across the world. Europe, in the Caribbean, here in Florida, anywhere, really. Now let's look at Jennifer McGuire's card. So here she used some Spellbinders cardstock. We did a little bit of blending with a stencil. She used the bougainvillea flower and turned it into leaves and then put these little flowers here. You know how she loves to mix, match, and play. Then the card opens like so. So it's a Z-fold card. Isn't that fabulous? And these planters. She stamped the sentiment across the opening. Isn't that fabulous? Love, 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 love. So, you know, for this black cardstock, I'm using that same scrapbook.com mixed media 140 pounds. So this is not bending because I did do 2 layers of it. So that's 280 pound of cardstock. It's not going nowhere. Fun, right? We made this first, then we made this second. I was like, is this thing going to line up? And it did. Oh, she taught so well. It was so good. So good. Love both of them. Beyond the Door. Coming soon. Here are Yana's card with the chow spaghetti. I think she has a bonus card that I didn't make. I didn't get a chance to make that one yet. Look at Cosmic Sky. And then with the chow spaghetti. Look how gorgeous this is. Isn't it striking? You know, I love when Yana brings a drama. That was drama. Then this was just fun. She was just playing with the lips and making this whole grid and the sentiment. Here she put some of the lemons. And then during the class, she also had done glossy accents. When I do the bonus card, then I'll try the glossy accent. Ciao. Isn't that pretty? So super fun. This would be great too for birthday cards. And if you have the Italian international sentiments, oh, fun, 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 fun. You could do the chow on the outside and on the inside. Then you put one of the Italian. Oh, I may do that when this releases. I'm going to jazz this up a little bit more. You know, I love that international sentiments. And there's international sentiments, better press, and the die set. Here's another one from Jennifer McGuire. And she taught us how to do this. Where you can like have fun with the sun rays. So this is a die set that's coming too and will be released on the 10th as well. Isn't that fun? There. See how it just spins? And then it's like a little note card. So super fun. Love, love, love. And then that's that blue spray that we were using, the Hero Art spray. Look at that sun. Love, love, love. This is the card by Kim Kesty, and Kim is with Spellbinders. You'll see her when you watch the Club Along Crafting videos or intro videos on Spellbinders YouTube channel. She made this version of the ship. Isn't that fun? And then layers. And there is this sentiment set, which will be available for purchase, La Dolce Vita. That's the name of the whole entire collection. Here I'm using the stamp too. And again, a lot of these opal gems. So you see how the opal gems just carried forward. Love, love, love. And my last 2 cards, these were taught by JC Gaspar. He decided to do some new techniques and it was fun. It's using the stencil, but like wetting the stencil and kind of like patting the paper on top of it. I can't remember the proper name. Tim Holtz always talks about it because he does it often. And like some people would drag the paper through it, that type of thing. And these are rub-ons. So this is all 5 rub-ons and then the sentiment. And then here I finished off with some gems. So super fun. And we made all A2 cards. And then the last card with him. This is similar but different than Kathy Zilski. She had inked up the 3D embossing folder and then did one run. Here, he did multiple runs of inking the embossing folder to build up the depth. So I learned this and this. Now, I normally avoid inking up my embossing folders because of my eyes, which my appointment is coming soon. I typically avoid inking up my embossing folders because I know if the ink stains it, my eyes are going to start doing a dance because then it just messes with my head when it's just not clear. So for me, I needed it, I was like, oh gosh, I'm going to ruin this embossing folder, but I'm going to do the technique. But it wiped off. I think if you use certain inks like Oxide, Hero Arts ink, that cleared off too. Even in the redder colors, that one seems to clear off. But once you go into certain dye inks like Altenew, oh, it'll stain everything. So I just wouldn't use that. If you want to keep your embossing folders clean. Isn't this a gorgeous embossing folder? Alrighty, crafters. So I just wanted to also give you a show and tell of what happened during the weekender. There will be another weekender coming in 2026. Wow, that sounds so like far away, but 2026, I'll do a whole video on it again when it comes out and you guys can get it. This time it's sold out like that. A lot of people really love this La Dolce Vita Weekender kit. Alrighty, crafters, everything will be detailed and linked below. Remember, you have until the 27th to join the Kit Club. Come back to my channel to see... I'm laughing because I still have some May projects to show you and also some current projects to show you. So lots of goodies to show you, okay? Alrighty, crafters, until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Thanks for watching. Bye!